Hey, welcome. Let me just get that all adjusted. So today, kind of getting caught up. I'm going to go over a couple of things I'm working on, a couple of things that kind of fell behind and where I'm at on those situations. Kind of today, you're just going to follow along as I build. Not really teaching anything today. I have the seat back to upholster. I'm hoping to get some resin on, trim some fabric, finish cutting the board as soon as the battery's charged. So just a few random here and there things. Sorry. Um, if you have any questions, grab me on YouTube. Go ahead and send any messages, questions about your CycleKart, my CycleKart, the shop, or whatever's going on. Kind of getting crowded in here because we got some furniture for the basement. So, all right, so let's go ahead and let me go through a little tour on the cart and where we stand on it, and where it should be hopefully this Saturday. All right, so what I have right here is the tail end, and sorry, this webcam is kind of giving me issues. I'm supposed to have another one coming, but as we can see here, this is the tail end. And then I have right here, this is a board. And originally I had this nice board, nice piece of oak, but I wanted to strap the fabric, this is actually fabric right here, over, and then I'm going to put a board right here. And then I'm going to wire in a tail light and turning indicators as well. So let's go ahead and look at the other halves. Let me grab you over to this other camera now. Okay, so I'm going to take you for a tour with this one. So I got the cart painted, and I got the hood. Oh, let me back that up here. There we go. And there. So let me show you the hood here real quick. So this was a lot of fun. Even with the very thin plywood like I talked about last time, I ended up putting in roofs. I cut it down so all there was left was just one single ply of the plywood left. Okay. Then I cut these a while back for the arch. I was going to do it with some copper, but well, the economy's not doing too well, and who knows what a shop teacher is needed for next year. So the other thing I did was, because the plywood was damp when I cut it, there's some channels that didn't get cut all the way in, so it bows up a little bit. But I want to work on that. But I put in some of these stiffeners here off of some plywood strips I had. This is nice and tight, so let me go ahead and install it. What I have on the car is I have a cleat right here and another one right there, and then it covers this. I wasn't sure if I was going to paint this chrome and make this the radiator, kind of like how it is on the MG, but once again, I'm going to take a little bit of a artistic stance and changing a few things. So that just pops down, and that pops down, and then there we go. So I just got to paint that in. Got to, oh, there we go. Now the hood's down. We'll have the leather straps. We'll have the radiator, the exhaust coming off of this side and then going down to the side of the car. So let me show you some of these other pieces that are going on here. Let's inside here. So on this CycleKart, and even with the weight, I chose to put a starter in, and I'll show that in a second. So I'm going to have a starter because I was quite jealous of this gentleman at Titan that didn't have to sit there and start the engine and hope the car didn't fly away when all he did was just push the button. But so what I have down here is the covering, because originally it was just open right to the bottom, right there. Okay, and then I have the footrest over here for the heel, and then that way you press on the pedals. Let me show it this way. So there's the pedals. That makes it nice. The heels there, and you just push, and that gets you full. That's way more than full. So, okay. Um, here, what else do we got? Oh, so let's talk about what's going on here. So on the 1930 MG Type M Midget, I don't know. I'm not totally familiar with all the British cars, but what it was is the hood, so around the hot metal of the car, or hot engine of the car, was metal. Had a metal hood, had a metal side, and then around the back, it was actually stick frame with a mahogany or a leather stretched over it. And so going with the red and the blue, some patriotism and that. Sorry, wasn't sure if the camera froze. Um, we have blue jeans, actually. This is denim. I've already stretched and stapled it in here, so it looks nice there. I'm just gotta get this dust off. And then what I've done is I sat there and cut a groove. You can kind of see this groove. There's a groove right here. This will be under the frame. And what I've done is I pushed in the jean material into that. And then what I've done is I put a little bit of super glue to hold it in place. And then when I know that's completely cured, I can sit there and trim this away so I have a nice clean edge on the denim. And so I was out here ironing my car earlier. There's a wrinkle I didn't see come back in. And the same thing, I put a line right here. That way I could press in the jean material. That way I get a nice clean edge. And so what will happen, I purchase some stuff that I think will make this pop. Let me open it up. There we go. A little Amazon searching. What I have here is chrome. It's a chrome strip. This is 18 feet, so it should be more than I need. I wish I could have gotten it thinner, but they didn't have any in stock. So what will happen is right here under that seam, I'll sit there and I will put this chrome strip, which they did, around the door. Oh, let me show you what I'm doing. So I take this chrome strip and put it right there, and it's backed with tape, but I'll probably uh, put in some extra adhesive in there, and that way it will give a nice line. And then I'll have one back here, so that way it will outline the door. And then when I put this back on the car, I'll put one along the bottom, but I don't want to put that there until I know exactly where the line of the car is. And then with the chrome strip, I already set the hood down, because it kind of wrapped around, is I'll be able to go like that too. Wait, let me stretch it this way. That way you don't see my backside, you see this side. So that way it has this beautiful chrome along the top. So, but yeah, that's what they show on here. Is we go around a wheel well, bumpers, and trim lines. So that's what I'm going to use. This is Cali's chrome. They actually have it in black. I was hoping for a bronze color, but they didn't have it. They had quarter inch, but they were out of stock, and they didn't know when it would be back in. The issue is, much like everybody else with this pandemic, a lot of us aren't doing much right now. So we have a lot of extra time on our hands. So we're all building CycleKarts. All right, so let's go outside. Let me go grab the other camera real quick and show you what's going on. Ah, sorry, I lost you. I gotta take these things together. Okay. Give me a second so I can get the camera back on. Sorry. Okay, that one's on. Let me double check, make sure this one is. Oops. Oh, okay. Just got that wide of an angle. All right, so let's go outside real quick and show you what we got. We got a nest growing outside. Built it twice now. Let me take this off. Sorry. All right, so what we have here is the engine, and down here is the starter. I put in a starter. I got the chain, I got the belt, I got the bracket. I have taken off the air cleaner, and I'm going to actually 3D print the cone to fit on here because I can't have it come off. It just fits awkward, and I don't really want to cut into the denim. So, all right. Oh, let's see if any. All right, let's talk about the G material again one more time. So what I have here is, like I said, the G material. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I'm a little worried about it tearing, I'm a little worried about it fading over time. Uh, Fading over time, it'll fade pretty quickly. It's denim. So what I have here is fiberglass resin. So what I'll do is I'll mix this up and I'll impregnate this, or wet it out. It's actually the proper term. And I'll wet out this G material up and over. One, it will give it a little more strength, but it will then protect this, and I'll go nice and thin, squeegeeing it. And then once again, I could trim off the excess, and I'll do the whole thing back. Now the back side here has one full sheet, and then it has a sheet over all the cuts in the plywood to give this angle. So before I put the resin down, is I want to make sure I get all the dust off of the denim material, and I get the wrinkles. That's the other word. Jeez. The wrinkles out of the cart. So, all right. And the last thing I wanted to show you, and then I want to get started to work. And yeah, didn't have much of a plan for today. Sorry. All right. So right here on the front, um, it's just blacked out, and then I had this is red. Can't really see it. Oh well. I think what I have for a camera or a lighting. All right. So what I was going to do for the grill is I have some of this quarter round right here. And the thought was, I had a piece cut to check it out. Oh well. The idea was I was going to take this quarter round and put it in here. And then I can make my slots or slashes. And I just go right down and I just cut them to fit. Because this isn't perfect, this piece right here, which I need to nail down. But yeah, that's what I want to use for the grill. It's just this quarter round leftover material from doing some work at my other house before we moved. And silly enough, I don't know why I brought it with me, but now I have it, so I'm going to use it. Oh, last thing I wanted to talk about. Maybe you guys can help me out. This is where I have some issues. I do need some help. So let me get this over here. All right, right there. Perfect. This is where I need your help. So if you're watching, hopefully you can give me some advice. So back, I have a piece of plywood. I'm cutting it right now. But what the issue I have, sorry, answering the question, is this top. So I had a couple ideas. I was asking my wife how to do this, and one of the thoughts was just to take a piece of the scrap denim and lay it over. But my concern is, there we go, is the edges. I don't like the edges. That's why everything's tucked over and you can't really see it, but you'll see these edges, especially right here on top. Now it's just very little, but that's an issue. It bothers me. So I don't know what things I could do. Some of the suggestions was I could fold it, make like a hemline, go like that, which I kind of like that, but I just don't know how to secure it. I'm not that good. Learning. Other thought was to take the other part of the seat cushion, which is right here. And the reason why I went with this brown leather couch, because I did find some black leather couches, but the brown was because we're going for a Captain Marvel theme. Um, so she wore a brown bomber's jacket. And this is a nice worn leather. It kind of looks like the bomber's jacket. So that's why we're doing it. And so what will happen is, one suggestion was is just to build it and then go over. So it kind of has a little foam cap up here and then batting it. But I wasn't sure how to secure it here without seeing the ugly staples. So that's what I had a question for, was how would I do this? How could I secure this? Okay. The last one was this armrest here. The one of the ideas I had, but I'm not sure if we'll do it, was I was just going to get a pool noodle, and so that the pool noodle sits right on top of this, and then I'm going to take the side of the cushion, and then I could staple this under here, then it rolls up and over, and then just staple it straight down, because inside you won't see it as much. Everything that's wood will get spray painted brown. So brown, sorry, spray painted black. But that was an idea. So if you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear them on that regards. But so hopefully the battery is charged. I'm going to go and try to finish cutting that material so I can work on the seat back. I got to finish the seat back so that way stop putting uh, material on the material. Fuzz on the blue jeans. I got to plug my iron back in and try to get rid of that wrinkle. Okay, hit the battery. Oh, still dead. Oh, plug it in. How much you got? Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. what I'm doing, this is the seat back. I put a slot in there. It's having some issues. Not the straightest cut. I'd like to get some more woodworking tools. All right, so put a notch right here. I figured it was just easier just to cut the notch. Because over here, I have my brake cable, which is a hydraulic line. I have my throttle cable, and I have my choke cable. So all of those go right there. So this slot is to accommodate for it. And then this just slides down like that. It's perfect. Now, I'm trying to use up the last little bits of lumber I have. So if you can probably see at the very top of your screen, there's a weird little notch. This just happened to be a piece of lumber I had when I was making sorry, what was I making? Oh, it was the oven cabinet. This was a part of the structure piece inside, not the cabinet grade stuff. I have just some tiny pieces left of that stuff. So now I got that in. I want to decided I'm going to do an arch instead of that. So what I did was this was a weirdly shaped piece, and so I sat there and squared it up. So now I'm gonna sit there and yeah, let's move along. And once again, if you have any questions, just please just ask on Facebook or on YouTube, and I'll answer them if you have any. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is just trying to track down something that has a nice radius. But just use this. Looking for something that will hide that so that way when I go over here, okay, so there's that curve. Not quite big enough. It still shows that little bit right there. So I just think out loud. So I'm looking at this, I'm looking at, okay, I got this that I'm showing here, and if I lap that with leather, how much will it sit out as I staple the leather back here to hide it? Just think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and jigsaw those off. Okay. Oops. We got the back trimmed up. I'm gonna stand that. Yeah. Oh, that's good. All right. Sorry. All right. So here we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I want to go ahead and just end it there. Was more of a show and tell. I'm hoping I'll have it running. It was supposed to be running today. I have a rough day. All right, thank you.